Welcome to another episode of Real Leaders, Real Connection. And today we have Warren Sher with us, who's going to share with us his story that had a significant impact on his life. Before we get into it though, I would like to remind you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can see more interviews with real leaders, where we get really connected face to face, not behind the mask of social media. And also there's lots of other interesting content related to leadership and how to be an extraordinary leader. So for today's interview, hi Warren.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. And you?
I'm well, thank you.
Excellent. And we'd love to hear your story. So what is a story that you're going to share with us today of something that had a significant impact on your life and leadership?
So I wanted to tell a story. It was about 15 years ago, and I was young and involved in the youth movement. And I think it was, learning leadership and the lessons I learned from crisis.
Okay, we can learn a lot from crisis, that's for sure, actually.
Yeah. So I was responsible for the transport of a camp of about 500 children. We had about 500 children on a train from Johannesburg to Mossel Bay, which is about, 20-hour train ride.
Amazing. How many kids? 500 on the train?
500 on the train.
How old? What ages? What ages?
Roughly between 9 and 16.
Oh my goodness. Okay. And how old were you?
I was 22. And there were about seven or eight adults on the train, plus maybe another 10 or 12 security guards. But that was the only adults, 500 kids.
Wow. Okay.
And what happened is there was a delay on the train of about 9 hours. I think the train driver jumped a red. There was an inquest. He was found to be drunk. They had to go get another train driver. They had to get another train driver. And that took a good few hours. And there were a couple of other delays. You missed going ahead. So other trains were pushed in front of you. Anyway, 9-hour delay. The problem was... So
this was in the middle of the journey or before you had started?
No, so everyone was on the train.
Yeah.
And they had left, and they had traveled about 2 kilometers when they jumped the first red.
Oh my goodness!
It was nowhere where you could get off. We basically worked out. They got to about 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and we worked out there was a 9-hour delay. Instead of arriving at 2 or 3 in the afternoon, they were going to be arriving close to midnight.
Wow! Wow!
And one of our major concerns was that the kids had packed food for 3 meals, not for 4 or 5 meals. And what were we going to do? And
kids who have not eaten, hungry kids, are even more.
I'm sure they all had plenty there, but still. And basically, that was the first crisis. The second crisis was there was a discipline incident at the campsite where one of the older kids was caught taking drugs, and that decision had to be made. So we had the 2 crises running. We kind of sat down at the management meeting and we said, well, okay, you're going to deal with the one, you're going to deal with the discipline issue, the head of camp dealing with the discipline issue. I need to sort out the logistics, and we'll just keep in touch with each other as we go along. And then we started to think about, okay, so what are the problems with running 9 hours late, and what are the solutions? And I brought the team together.
Were you on the train, Warren? Were you?
I wasn't on the train. I was coordinating.
Okay.
We did have somebody on the train who had a phone, and we were trying to work out what we're going to do. So one of the issues was food. The other issue was a morale thing, that the kids were quite down, and also, to try and settle people in at midnight is not so simple into a campsite with tents, and they had to actually set up camp and get organized. So we started thinking, okay, could we get hold of people, what time are they going to be at various stations? And could we get hold of somebody who's got a shop over there and send them some money that they could bring water and bread, put water and bread on the train? And one of the things we said is, I said to guys, let's think creatively. And I mentioned the time they were going to be at at Beaufort West Station. Beaufort West Station, they were going to arrive there at about 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And the one guy said, I just drove from Johannesburg to the campsite. And it's only a 3-hour drive from Beaufort West to the campsite, but a 19-hour train ride, because the train almost goes all the way to Cape Town.
Jeez.
And then we said, do you think we could get the kids off the train in Beaufort West and bus them?
Wow.
Now we came up with this idea at midnight, or let's say 10 p.m. And now we had to organize, we had to reroute. So the plan was only to do bus, only having to bus 2 or 3 kilometers. So we could have done it in a shuttle. So we only had four buses ready, and we needed about 10 buses.
Can you imagine?
So now we had to go and source the buses. So we kind of broke it up. Okay, someone's going to go get the buses. These people are going to organize the buses. These people are going to wake up some of the people saying, if we get the buses, this is going to be the action plan. That we're going to go and retrieve these kids off the bus, at the bus station, at the train station in Beaufort West, and bring them over. We kind of broke it all up, but we got to a stage where we had 8 buses out of the 10 we needed at about midnight. And we kind of said, we're going to organize the other 2 buses, and we're going to get the operation up. And we went around waking up, finding people. By about 2 o'clock, we started waking up people and saying, I need you on that train. I need you on the bus to go fetch the train. And we kind of got everybody organized. And, people were, they understood the crowd. We made sure everyone understood the crisis and understood their role in it. And everyone kind of pulled together. We had no real plan. We said, okay, we're going to work on the fly. We're going to pull together. Well, this is what we need. This is the action lists. You're responsible for this. And everyone took their responsibilities and did what they needed to do. We managed to organize all the buses. The bottom line of the story is that from a 9-hour delay, we ended up arriving on site 2 or 3 hours early. It did cost us a bit to sort out the buses.
Wow.
But I'm saying we actually got the solution. So I think the lessons from that was, number one, don't give up in the crisis. You got to look broadly. And just because this is explain to the team, even though they didn't have all the logistics experience, explain to them what the constraints are, and you never know what the ideas other people might come up with.
Yeah.
And then back yourself in a crisis, use your connections, back yourself to get the people together. And if you get people, you can explain there's a crisis, and you can clearly say, this is your mandate. I need you to do this and report back to me. People are going to pick up the ball and start running.
Yeah. And people come together in a time of crisis as well. They pull their weight and they do what needs to be done. Everyone's focused.
And no one was, begrudging losing their sleep or working the whole night. And it was very exciting. It was one of those things when everyone arrived back. I was standing on the corner watching this thing, and the last bus came in, and I kind of sighed. I said, thank you very much. Everyone is home. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. My job is done. But
that's it.
I learned a lot. I learned a lot from it. And most probably, if I look at it back in my career, at 22, that was my peak. The best operation I've done. I bet
never quite achieved that level of efficiency yet.
I've never had a crisis of that nature to deal with, but that was. And I've learned a lot. I often go back to it, and I often say to people, we don't have to go with the first option or the easiest option. Mm-hmm. It was a hell of a lot more difficult to organize this than any of the other solutions.
Yeah.
But in the end, we landed up with happy children.
Yeah.
We landed up, the children were looked after and they were happy. And we didn't get that many complaints from the parents. The parents were, we sent out pictures and story to the parents, and the parents were all impressed. And so, sometimes it's great to work through a crisis, and, everyone, kind of understood their own role of what they needed to do.
Yeah.
And the team together.
Yeah. So actually beyond what you're saying about kind of backing yourself, thinking broader, everyone pulling together, not kind of giving up, there's also for me an element of there's an opportunity in a crisis. There's an opportunity for people to really pull together. There's an opportunity to think creatively and think differently and not just go with the first thing that comes to mind. There's really something that you can take from it that can lead to something even better in the end.
Well, I think that in this crisis, we actually managed to, and the lesson learned from the crisis was that the train now stops in Beaufort West and everyone gets off at Beaufort next
Beaufort
year.
West, and they get bused to the
And the
campsite.
buses.
Wow.
And they get bused. That was the lesson
changed
learned.
the course of how things are done. That's
Correct.
really amazing. That's exactly what I'm saying, that through the crisis, you've reinvented, or they've reinvented how they get people to the campsite.
Correct. And I thought that was we changed the standard operating practices from lessons that you learned in crisis. And you would never, I don't think any of us were actually actually understood the route the train was taking and how inefficient it was.
Yeah.
Until you sat in crisis and somebody said, but I don't understand. It's a 3-hour drive. How can it be a 19-hour train ride?
Yeah.
And we're like, then you look at it and you go, well, the train's almost going to Cape Town and driving along the coast. There's no direct route. Okay, so let's lift that constraint and say, well, we can do it differently.
Awesome. So what is your message for people out there? And if you take this into your, leadership space, your workspace, your life, where you are today, what is your key message?
So the key message is, in crisis, take time to bring the team together, share the facts, and let everybody think together. And sometimes your best results come out of crisis. Yeah,
amazing. Thank you. So just as a final word, I always ask, what city are you in the world, and what do you love about the city that you live in?
I live in Johannesburg, and I love it's a great climate. There's wonderful people. It's a close community, and we have a great time.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Warren, and thanks for being with us today. And thank you for listening. Bye-bye.
Cheers.